You don't have to be defensive about it.
I'm not being defensive.
You seem kind of defensive, and I'm just saying.
Know.
I don't ask you. Okay, what percentage of men do you think earn over $1 million a year?
Less than 10%.
Okay. 10% of men in this country earn $100,000 or more. 10%.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're gonna discuss this Kevin Samuels video. Are men intimidated by women and whatnot? We're gonna discuss the different points that he made and the females made in the video. Discuss it amongst ourselves. So, in this video, Kevin Samuels asked the girls, what do you think? Because most of the girls in the last video want an upper class man. So he asked them, what do you think an upper class man would want in a woman?
What do you think the kind of man you would want from a woman?
And so each girl decides to answer. And some of them, most of them actually, were describing traits that are very masculine, right? That a upper class man would want a woman who's, some of them said ambitious, one of them said introverted.
Someone who's independent, willful, ambitious, charismatic, introverted.
Having a good girl, like a good foundation, good family ideals, good work ethic.
Another one said good work ethic, someone who brings enough to the table, someone who brings skills. I think one of them said good with kids. Right? But like none of them really said, I think one of them said sexual preferences, but
Skill in the house. They want to be catered to. Sexual preference.
nobody said intimacy or feminine qualities. Or they weren't very specific. They were kind of just throwing adjectives out there. And Kevin Samuel responds by saying that those are traits that you describe in a man.
All of you ladies, just describe the man. The characteristics you're talking about, you describe men.
Which he's very right about. Those are traits that it seems like these women think are more, or they don't realize as more masculine. Those are masculine traits naturally, right? Technically. Because I feel like Kevin Samuels is very old school mentality, meaning like that males and females have specific roles in relationships.
There's a hierarchy in relationships. These men, when asked what they want from a woman, they want a woman who is happy and comfortable with playing her role because it's important.
Some of the girls, one of the first two that spoke, mentioned men would want a girl who has something going for themselves.
I think that he would want someone who is kind, loyal, someone who's attractive, someone who has something going for themselves, whether that's working for a good company or being an entrepreneur or going to school, just doing something.
Earning, entrepreneur.
Are women not supposed to have those traits?
Okay.
Which is true. I agree with that as well. A lot of them made some really good points about general things that men would want. I mean, I feel like those are things that men would want in a girl. Those are things I would want in a girl. Work ethic, something you're passionate about. Yes, obviously keeping up with your attraction, your looks, somebody to brag about. I mean, not all men are the same. However, generally, yes, we will want good things. We want to be attracted to somebody. We want somebody that's passionate about something, has good work ethic, brings something to the table, is good with kids or If you don't want kids, you're good with that. Or being catered to, because one of the girls says a woman that caters to them. Right, that is true. You know, that's generally
A man would want, and you describe the woman as a man. Ambition, earning. The kind of men that, the number one thing men of value want from a woman is cooperation. Number two is femininity. There's a hierarchy in relationships.
So the next point he makes is that the girls described men, the characteristics in men. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like that can go both ways. I feel like not all men have those characteristics. They may have one or two or three, four, not all of those. And he says that men want cooperation, number one, and femininity, number two. True. But some of those girls actually said that. They said looks,
Is kind, loyal, someone who's attractive.
sexual preference, being catered to.
Not to just him, you know, men like to show off their women. So if he's a man of upper class and not just financially upper class man, he carries himself, you know, highly,
Yeah.
thinks of himself highly. He wants to have someone who
Anything
thinks of
else?
himself highly. Skill in the house. They want to be catered to.
So I feel like they kind of did list that. I don't know why he's being so hard on them when he's emphasizing that men want cooperation. Of course, men want cooperation. Women want cooperation too. It's called compromise. It's called, 100 in a relationship, in marriage. That's how marriages work. When you cooperate together, that is kind of like an obvious thing, which is, I think those girls know that. I feel like they know that. So he's being a little bit tough on them, I think.
Men, when asked what they want from a woman, they want a woman who is happy and comfortable with playing her role because it's important.
Now he goes on to say that that there's a hierarchy in relationships. I feel like there's a hierarchy in relationships because us men in ancient history made it that way. Especially the Bible, when it says that women came from the rib of man and therefore man was first. Like, first of all, you can't use that hierarchy bullshit to people who don't believe that man was created before women. If you're a Christian, okay, I can see you believing in that and having seen that men have specific roles, women have specific roles. There's a hierarchy that men want women to live in that specific role and be comfortable and happy in that specific role. However, I disagree because we live in a time where women are starting to realize that anything you can do, I can do better. I mean, what is the point of preaching about finding our equals and wanting our equals if we're not acting like equals? Right? And that goes for both ways, because there are women who want equals and want to be treated equally. However, they're very specific about what they want to be treated equally in, if you know what I'm saying. So, it goes both ways. But this whole hierarchy shit, yeah, we're not living in those times anymore where you can force those ideals, because those ideals are religiously based. They're not human nature. In fact, you want to get scientific and biological over here and statistical, the majority of the human race is polyamorous, not even monogamous. You want some proof in that? Why is it that for every 4 boys there are 11 girls born every year? Why are there more naturally we give birth to more females than we do males? Why do you think that is? Because our species is meant to reproduce at a impeccable and nice rate with a good ratio. And yeah, we're not monogamous. You know, religion kind of told us that we were monogamous, but we're not monogamous. We've never been truly monogamous. Why do you think we have so many divorces? So many cheating husbands and women who want to express themselves more sexually. Yeah, I feel like we're more polyamorous. Maybe a lot of you don't see that right now, but it's my opinion. So, moving on.
Women tend to look at men and think that they would be attracted to what I find attractive. If this is the case, then why do we find, especially in the Black community, the more educated a woman is, the more single she is? Why is it that we find across all groups, the more a woman earns, the more single she is? If men want entrepreneur, go-getter, boss chicks.
That's harsh, bro. It's really harsh to say. I mean, it's really, in my opinion, ignorant to say. Because the reason for that is because we have been living in a society that has old virtues that we do not want to let go of. And those virtues are being pushed upon women and, boys and girls, children, as they grow older. And people don't really know what are true values anymore when it comes to relationships. Therefore, for you to think that these girls are going to naturally know that the more educated you are or the more money you make, the more single you're more likely to be as a female, maybe, I don't know. Statistically, maybe that's true what you say. That statistically is true because you're always saying that you could pull up the statistics right now. However, I think that's very one-sided, because if that's true, then the problem is not the female. The problem is the man. Is the man not letting go of these old hierarchy beliefs that they don't even truly follow. That men want women.
Women tend to look at men and think that they would be attracted to what I find attractive. If this is the case, then why do we find, especially in the Black community, the more educated a woman is, the more single she is? Why is it that we find across all groups, the more a woman earns, the more single she is? If men want entrepreneur, go-getter, boss chicks.
Intimidation.
It's not intimidation. That's basically, that's making what men want a negative.
Who are submissive. And because that's basically what you're saying, that men want submissive women.
Men just don't want it. It's not a negative. They just don't want it.
That men don't want those women. That's why those women are single. Men don't want those educated women. Men don't want those women that make more money than them. Then men have an ego problem. Don't you think, Kevin Samuels? Don't you think that men have an ego problem? Because what is wrong? What we get to a point in our life where women are finally equal and can make as much money as us, and now we have a problem switching roles and the women being the provider and the man not being the provider. That's nothing. You females got to understand that too. He's right to one extent. If it is true that women are more single because you're educated, you make more money than men, and men don't know how to change their way of thinking, and that's why you're single, maybe it's about you taking another step and maybe not going after these upper class men. Get yourself some low class men or middle class men. I told you in the last video, some men with potential that you can invest in, men like me. You get a warm-hearted man like me. Men like me, low class, middle class, yo, we know how to laundry. We know how to do laundry. We fold our clothes. We clean dishes. I live on my own. I've been living on my own for years. I clean my own dishes. I wash my clothes. I fold my clothes. I clean my house. I know how to cook. I know how to do a lot of shit. Invest in niggas like me. You won't regret it. If the upperclassmen are too egotistical to change, go for the lower-classmen, the younger men, the young bucks. You know what I'm saying? We the ones worth investing in. Kevin Samuels being too harsh. I feel like he's being too harsh on these women. Too harsh. Because I don't feel like it's that simple that men don't want educated women. I feel like there's a value system, there's a morality there that has to change, a way of thinking that has to change. And I feel like our society as a whole is influenced too much by this hierarchy bullshit because of Christianity. It's because of Christianity. This whole monogamy, hierarchy, men have specific roles, females have specific roles. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. We all human. Human. I've seen girls do things better than I can. Better than other men can. I've seen men do things that only I've seen females do better than females. You ever seen a dude twerk his butt? I mean, he's a trans woman. However, seeing a guy move his body like that makes you think of new possibilities. Damn, maybe I should try to be more flexible. Go do some yoga. Probably get into some sex positions with my girl that I never thought would be possible. Just saying.
Are you saying it's masculine to be so educated?
Well, it's not a matter of being educated. Women have often gone to college to find a husband, to be educated. It's not a matter of education. It's a matter of what men want. Men don't want partners. They want wives.
What kind of bullshit is that, Kevin? Kev? What kind of bullshit is that? Men want wives, not partners. What? Really? That's not what I hear from the females. That's not what I hear from the men that I know. My experience growing up, I don't know. Maybe you were born in a different part of the world and you haven't really ventured out enough. But you haven't talked to enough people, Kevin, for you to make a statement like that. You haven't talked to enough people. Because I see where you're coming from. I understand your perspective. I've seen your other videos. I see the world that you come from. And trust me, you need to step into my world, our world, to see the truth for yourself. You can look up statistics all you want. There's a difference between statistics and experiencing things for yourself. Experiencing things for yourself. Men should want partners. Even if I'm wrong right now, let's say I'm crazy and every man in this world thinks like you. If that's true, I'm fucking disgusted. I cannot believe that all men, and it's not true because obviously I know enough men to not believe that. How can you say that men don't want partners? What do we want? Slaves? What's a wife then? A wife is not a partner? When we get married, when we make those vows, forever, to death do us part. Be there for each other in goodness, in health, in the bad, in the worst. Isn't that partnership when you make them vows? So, I don't know what you're talking about, Kevin. I don't know what you're talking about. So for the last part of the video, it was kind of like basically it led to an argument or a back and forth between Kevin Samuels and one of the females in the video. He asks them, do they feel that a woman should cater to the man that she needs? Change or adapt as he's trying to input. And the girls are saying they don't think that I don't need a man, I want a man, and if I have to be forced to cater to his needs, then I don't need him. It's along the lines of what I felt like the girls were trying to get at. And Kevin Samuels, I felt like he took it as in I don't know, as an attack, I feel like he's very harsh. Because he talks about that in the discussion is more about possibility versus probability, because he's very realistic. He thinks himself as a realist, as someone who sees things for what they realistically are in this time and age. Right. However, I feel like the problem should not be the solution to the problem should not be as simple as that females should just cater to whatever the men that they want need and what they want to do. Like, I don't think that should be the mentality or the focus of their mentality, because like it's very selfish, it's very narrow-minded. If men are really like that, more than I know, that is shameful, and that means that we need to change. That means that we need to be more open, more vulnerable, because it's ridiculous that these single women can't find good men because men don't want to cater to them. You know, this whole thing about being a high value man versus a simp. Like it's a bad thing to cater to women. I mean, what is all this talk about being equal and looking for true love and partnership? And I mean, he says that men don't want partnership. So I don't know. I disagree with a lot of points that Kevin Samuel makes in this part 2 video. We're going to continue watching and commenting, because I'm really trying to figure this shit out for myself, you know? Because I have my own experiences. I'm searching for love. I want to be happy. I want to live my best life, like I'm sure many of you do. And sometimes we look towards these influencers, these coaches like Kevin Samuels, for answers, you know? And I have been very disappointed over the years by many so-called masters of life, personal coaches, because I don't think they get what the real problem is. I don't think they understand human nature the way they claim they do. So let me know if you like this video. Thank you for watching. We're going to continue talking about this topic. Please comment if you have an opinion. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, subscribe, please. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.